Hi there, my name's Christian and I'm a counselor here at Vita Nova. And today I'm going to talk to you about the impact of addiction on family members using a strength-based perspective. With that being said, everyone faces hardships in life, but it is up to us as to how we deal with them. The power is within us to be in control of our reaction to the events that occur in our life. We have the ability within us to take past events and use them to our advantage, or let them destroy us. Even if we have been deeply and severely impacted by past events, with help, support, and most importantly, love, we can gain the power to turn those devastations into our biggest strengths. Addiction occurs in a cycle. All too often, when working with clients, we hear them say, "My father was an alcoholic. My father was addicted to drugs. My father had an issue with gambling, and his father before him did too." What this means and why it is so significant is that if we continue down the road we are on, this cycle is bound to repeat itself. And in doing that, we put our children in significant danger of becoming addicted themselves. However, there is a saving grace. Studies in 2018 have found that through proper parenting and proper supports, the children of addicted individuals are no more likely to become addicted themselves than the norm. Why this is so significant is because if we accept and acknowledge our deficits, we can turn them into our strengths. If we get the help we need now through supports like Vita Nova, we can turn the tide and break that cycle. Yes, I have my struggles. Yes, I need help. Yes, I have a problem. But if I figure out these issues now, I can guide my children down a better path and create for them a better opportunity than I had. In knowing my weaknesses, I can also learn my strengths. In focusing on my strengths, I can develop into the person I am and was meant to be without the interference of my vices. Once I work through my weaknesses, I'll be even stronger. In this strength, I can be better for myself, and I can be a pillar of strength for the ones that I love. In knowing the issues I face and how to deal with them, I can create a roadmap for my future and for the futures of the ones that I love. It's almost like when you see a motivational video on Instagram or YouTube of an athlete lifting a crazy amount of weight, but yet they don't have any arms or they don't have legs. You see a person squatting more than I can ever hope to squat in my entire life, and yet they're doing it without their arms. A person like this has truly focused on what makes them strong. They have their own set of issues, and I guarantee you they've had to work through that, but it hasn't stopped them. And addiction shouldn't stop you. Just like the disabled athlete, you have more to offer than you may know, despite the things that have been preventing you. On a personal note, my father was a person who struggled with addiction. We had a rocky relationship for my entire life, and he eventually ended up passing away. Despite the issues he put me and my family through, I always had the proper supports in my life for me to turn a better leaf and not continue that cycle. Others are not as fortunate as I was. Throughout my life, I always felt as though this was a deficit, something that made me different from the other kids in my class, the people I worked with, or my friends, and even some of my loved ones. I felt judged throughout my life that my father struggled. My parents were divorced, and my dad was not present in the house. In time, I learned that without those experiences, I would not be the person that I am today. And today, I'm happy with the person I turned out to be. Without those experiences, the things that I hated so much, I would not be me. Today, I can use those weaknesses as a strength to help others, and that cannot make me more happy. You may not have had the support that you needed throughout your life, but that's okay, because it is never too late. You now have the support, and you have the availability to get support if you don't have it just yet. Together, with Vita Nova, we can work on making those weaknesses seem like they are insignificant, and our strengths will know no bounds. We can also work on turning the weaknesses themselves into our strengths. These things are important because without going through this process, we are only left with the things that are weakening us. We never acknowledge the power that we hold within ourselves, the power that gives us strength. I would like to end off by leaving you with some tools that you can use on the day-to-day to start finding your strengths on your own. The first thing you could do is either by yourself or even better with a loved one, grab a piece of paper and just start writing out your strengths and begin filling up that paper. These strengths can be anything really, like I am wise, I am courageous, I'm funny, I'm creative, I'm nice, I'm loving, I'm forgiving, I'm patient, whatever things come to mind. Don't put down any negatives about yourself on that paper though, no matter how down on yourself you might be in that moment. We're always so hard on ourselves in life. Use this little piece of paper as an oasis of positivity and strength. As you begin to see the page fill up slowly but surely, it will begin to feel better and better. Eventually, you'll be looking at this page and go, wow, this thing's looking pretty full. After that, you can go back and identify a time when you used each specific strength, and that's not an easy thing to do. So don't get discouraged if you can't do it right away. After that, you can go back again and look at each strength. However, this time, think about 1 or 2 ways that they can be applied in the future. Think about how they can be applied in your job, in your relationships, and for your own personal development. Another thing you could do is consider journaling. Journal about those activities you find fill you with happiness. What a good day looks like to you. What are some goals you have for the week? And how your strengths can be applied or have been applied to each of those topics. That's it. Thank you.